Hello, welcome back to Shared Reading. We are in the middle of the excerpt from Holes. So our story so far is that Stanley was sent to a detention center for a crime he did not commit. His lawyer can now get him out after facing the warden, but Stanley won't leave without Zero. The warden accuses Stanley of stealing her belongings. Let's continue on to see what happens next. Today, as we read, we're going to gather key events happening in the story. We're also interested in the characters and how they add to the story. We're looking at their actions, their thoughts, and what they're saying to help analyze them and to see how they interact with each other. What's in the suitcase? The warden asked Stanley. Tell us what's in it, then we'll open it and see. Stanley didn't know what to do. Stanley, as your lawyer, I advise you not to open the suitcase, said Miss Marengo. He has to open it, said the warden. I have the right to check the personal property of any of the detainees. How do I know there aren't drugs or weapons in there? He stole a car too. I've got witnesses. He was nearly hysterical. He is no longer under your jurisdiction, said Stanley's lawyer. He has not been fully released, said the warden. Open the suitcase, Stanley. Do not open it, said Stanley's lawyer. Stanley did nothing. Mr. Sir returned to the office with Stanley's backpack and clothes. The Attorney General handed Miss Marengo a sheet of paper. You're free to go, he said to Stanley. I know you're anxious to get out of here, so you can just keep the orange suit as a souvenir or burn it, whatever you want. Good luck, Stanley. He reached out his hand to shake, but Miss Marengo hurried Stanley away. Come on, Stanley, she said. We have a lot to talk about. Stanley stopped and turned to look at Zero. You couldn't just leave him here. Zero gave him a thumbs up. I can't leave, Hector, Stanley said. I suggest we go, said his lawyer with a sense of urgency in her voice. Oh, I'll be okay, said Zero. His eyes shifted toward Mr. Pendinsky on the one side of him, then to the warden and Mr. Sir on the other. There's nothing I can do for your friend, said Miss Marengo. You are released pursuant to an order from the judge. I'll kill him, said Stanley. Your friend is not in danger, said the Attorney General. There's going to be an investigation into everything that's happened here. For the present, I am taking charge of the camp. Come on, Stanley, said his lawyer. Your parents are waiting. Stanley stayed where he was. His lawyer sighed. May I have a look at Hector's file? She asked. Certainly, said the Attorney General. Miss Walker, go get Hector's file. Okay, so our story is continuing and we are getting more key events that are happening. And what I'm noticing is some of my key events are actually the words that the characters are saying. Like in the beginning of this passage that we were reading today, I underlined, tell us what's in it. We'll see it, we'll open it. Miss Marengo is arguing, saying, do not open it. The warden is coming back, yelling, he has to open it. Being hysterical means she's almost on the verge of breakdown. She's like almost crying, but also very mad and angry. There's a lot of emotions that the warden is having, and so she must really want to know what is in this suitcase. But here I wrote off to the side that Stanley follows his lawyer's advice and does not open the suitcase, even with the warden yelling at him. Kind of gather that from the different things that people were saying and what people were doing. I noticed that Stanley was doing nothing, so that tells me he followed the advice of the lawyer. When the lawyer said, don't open the suitcase, Stanley didn't. He just stood there and did nothing instead. Also, on the next section here, I underlined that I can't leave Hector. This is important to me because this is showing me that Stanley's not leaving. He is the only one who got released and has papers from the judge to say, yep, he's good to go. But Stanley is refusing to leave without him. And then near the end, when the lawyer says, can I have a look at Hector's file? This is the lawyer kind of giving in and saying, okay, let's see Zero's file. Very interested to see what's happening next. Now in the passage, I noticed that Zero gives a thumbs up and tells Stanley that he will be okay if Stanley leaves. But I'm kind of questioning, does Zero actually think he'll be okay if he's left behind? I should go back in the text, kind of see what Zero is doing and what he's saying. I want to know, do you think that Zero will be okay if he is left behind? And then why? Why do you think that? What in the passage lets you know, yep, Zero will be fine, or, I don't know, Zero might not be fine? All right, type your response in the box below. This story is really exciting and it keeps going. We have more to read tomorrow. So remember that Stanley's refusing to leave Zero. The lawyer asks for Zero's file. I wonder what's going to happen next. Our story will continue tomorrow.